Welcome to the Rehearsal Layout tutorial. Today we'll guide you through the steps to effectively use layout in TALOS. Let's get started. The Rehearsal Layout feature is designed to help you arrange players on a top view of a venue drawing known as the satellite backdrop. This allows you to monitor players during an event by their location with the Showtime satellite feature. To access the Rehearsal Layout screen, navigate to Layout by selecting Rehearsal on stage left, and then Layout on the lower ribbon. This screen is divided into several sections. First, let's look at the player tree. You should already be familiar with it. It lists all the groups and individual players in the current show file. Next, the lower ribbon has position and scaling tools to help you lay out the players on the venue drawing, or as we refer to it in TALOS, the satellite backdrop. Here, you can see the drop-down menu to select a backdrop. I'm going to select one of the drawings I have imported into TALOS to load it on the layout panel. To assign player positions, simply drag and drop players from the player tree onto the layout drawing. Drag the player by selecting it with the left mouse button. A rigging point icon will appear to indicate that you are in positioning mode. While holding down the mouse button, drag the player onto the backdrop. Use the tip of the arrow to indicate where you wish to place the center of the player symbol. To locate the player, let go of the mouse button. I am positioning players SL1 through SL4 onto each corner of this square truss. I can remove or edit the player's locations as required. Because I dragged the wrong player, Lights 4 instead of SL4, I want to remove its position assignment. I do so by right-clicking on the player and selecting Remove Location. You will notice the GPS icon next to the player disappears, indicating the position was cleared. Let me quickly position the correct player. Next, I want to adjust the location of player SL2 because it is slightly off. To do this, I can use the Move/Cursor tools, which allows for precise adjustments. First, I am going to select player SL2. A fuchsia border appears to indicate that it has been selected. Next, enter a value of 1 in the pixel spin box and use the left arrow to move it towards the left 1 pixel at a time. Notice that the X and Y coordinates dynamically change as you move the cursor. This is to help you get a feel of the ratio of pixel length to screen position. The Alignment Tools panel helps you align and space players on the Layout panel. To align players, I am going to put 4 of them on the side truss. I want all the players to align left to this player. First, select the player you want them to align with. After that, you may select the rest in any order. Next, choose the alignment type. Since I want to align them on the left side, I will press Align Left. If I want the players to be equally spaced, I can enter the number of pixels to space them in the distance spin box. I am going to put 240 pixels because I already know that that is roughly how far apart they are, and I want to keep the spacing between them the same. When I press space vertically, the players now appear evenly spaced, 240 pixels apart. Alternatively, I have the option to horizontally distribute players. Lastly, the Player Zoom panel allows you to resize players to match the scale of the satellite backdrop. The zoom level is indicated above the slider. To adjust player size, click and drag the slider to increase or decrease the size of the players. The zoom is applied to all players. Player Zoom lets TALOS adjust the symbol size, so you don't have to worry about the scale of the drawing you import as your backdrop. Before we finish this tutorial, let's go to Showtime and take a look at the layout we just created. We must be in satellite view mode to bring up the satellite backdrop. When we check all, TALOS can only map those players that I have just located. Keep in mind that the coordinates for the locations are independent of the backdrop selection. So if you decide to change backdrops in Rehearsal Layout, you must reassign player locations. You're now ready to make the most out of the Rehearsal Layout feature. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out more of our tutorials.